Imagine taking a paid blogging job discussing food and holiday preparations and turning that into a fun career as a professional author. For one North Carolina transplant from New Jersey, it's the story of a lifetime. Hi, I'm your host, Garrett K. Jones, and for the December edition of Author Awareness, I'm interviewing multi-genre writer Deanna Martinez-Bay. Hey, happy Saturday everybody. I hope that things are going well for you guys. I can't believe we're already midway through the holiday season. I mean, just last week, I was walking around most of the day in shorts and a t-shirt. It certainly doesn't feel like winter to me yet, but I'm sure that as it gets colder, I'll be adding some layers. Speaking of layers, did you know that you can get some really great clothing items at my merch store on Teespring? I've got t-shirts for men and women and a really warm winter hoodie. I've even got things like protective phone cases and a really nice ceramic mug for coffee, tea, or cocoa. All of the products feature the cover art from my book series, The Archives of Isink Rayan. Speaking of merch, I'm doing a poster giveaway. I'm giving away this beautifully designed and autographed poster when I hit 200 subscribers on YouTube. There's no purchase necessary to sign up, so just go to the link down in the description, fill out the form, and as soon as I hit my follower goal, I will announce the winner. Lastly, there's going to be a really big announcement next week concerning the results from No Shave November, who the biggest donor was, and what's happening with the beard. It's going to be a lot of fun, so don't miss it. Before going any further with the video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications on new videos. You can select notifications for all videos, or you can select notifications based on your preferences. If you're watching on your phone, be sure to update those settings inside the app itself to get the most out of your viewing experience. All right, let's get into this month's interview. Hey Deanna, thanks for joining me. Tell me about your work. What do you write?
No, thank you so much for having me here. It's my absolute honor to be here talking to you today. A little bit about me. My name is Deanna Martinez-Bay. I am originally from New Jersey. I currently reside in a suburb of Raleigh, North Carolina. And I write a couple of different genres actually. Women's fiction, is one of them, and then I've also written some nonfiction books as well, mainly relating to food and hospitality, that type of thing. So what I did was I brought my books here so that I can go through them really quick so you can see what they are. So the first one was Twinkle, Twinkle, Christmas Star, and my sister actually did the artwork on that cover, and that one was published in 2011. That was the first novel. Okay, and the second one, When Life Gives You Lemons, Drink Coffee, because anybody who knows me for about 5 minutes knows that coffee is my life. Well, and maybe chocolate, but coffee definitely comes in first. So there was book number 2. Book number 3, Hot Cocoa, Green Tea, and the Man Who Sweetened My Heart. And this one's special to me. Well, they're all special to me, but this one's very special to me because it's about a domestic violence survivor named Stephanie, and I actually took events from my life to create this book right here, and it was therapeutic in some ways, and in some ways it was difficult. So definitely pick that one up and read it. Then I started with my nonfiction books. So we've got Christmas, Get It Organized, which is just that. It's helpful tips and tricks about Christmas with lots of recipes. The Ultimate Guide to Cheesecakes. That's clear what that one's about, right? I don't need to give you an explanation. Step Out, Invite Them Anyway, Your Guide to Hospitality. There you go, self-explanatory. And my most recent is a novella. This is so cute. It's a little book, and it's called Picture This. So what I did with this book right here is the first 3 novels were actually published under a publisher, and I decided to come out of the umbrella of my publisher for Picture This. And I don't regret it. I had to do everything from scratch, and it was fun. So there you go. There's a little bit about me, Deanna Martinez-Bay.
So how did you get into writing?
I started writing poetry and short stories as a child, probably about the age of 7. You know, the best of 7-year-old can write short stories and poetry. But I did. And what I used to do is I used to take ideas that I would come up with in my head and create characters out of them, and then create short stories from those characters. So I've always been the creative type. So yes, to answer your question, I have always wanted to be a writer. And it's funny, I never had a plan as to how it was going to work out, but I have always loved writing. So before I wrote my first book, I used to write for a company online called Examiner.com. And I used to write about food, and I used to write about writing, and I used to write about Christmas. Pretty much all of the things that we just covered when I went through my different books with you. I used to write about online. And then I wrote my first novel, and that was all she wrote. Now I'm hooked.
What are some of your inspirations as a writer?
My inspirations. Wow. I often take areas of my life and create my novels from that. The first 3 novels that I wrote, I did that. However, I tried something new in my new novella, Picture This. I created a character that is nothing like me. And I have to say, that was fun. I had fun with that. I definitely draw from nature. When it comes to being inspired, I like sitting near a window to write. Not that nature gives me ideas for stories, but it does inspire me. So I like to look outside the window when I write. I would love to write outside, but in the summertime it's so hot and there's so many bees, and I'm allergic to bees. And then in the wintertime, clearly it's cold. The fall is a great time to sit and write outside. But you know, for me, I'd rather just put up the window and write by the window. So as far as inspirations, one other thing, I'll let you in on a little secret. I don't share this with too many people, but I'm a Hallmark Channel watcher. Yeah, I am. So I would absolutely love to have one of my novels made into a movie. That is something that I would really absolutely love to happen. So oftentimes when I'm sitting and I'm watching the movies, you know, I do get inspired. Sometimes it's with ideas, sometimes it's with, you know, a scene or a background. You know, it could be anything. But those are the things that inspire me the most.
What has been the hardest part or biggest challenge in the creation of your work?
I would say the hardest part of creating a book is sitting down to write. That's the hardest part. You know, it's carving out that time because I'm not a full-time author right now. I mean, one day, you know, I can see that. But I'm a wife and a mom and an entrepreneur in other areas other than just being an author. I actually provide author services for other authors. So I provide them with social media management and copy editing. And I just recently created a website for my photography where authors can go and purchase digital photos to use any way that they want. Book covers, front matter, back matter, chapter art, blog posts, you know, anything. You just get creative with it. So the hardest part is carving out the time to actually write. I'm definitely a planner. So when I write my books, I create an outline. Not a strict outline, because I don't want to have everything laid out 1, 2, 3. I still like to have the freedom to add or take things away, but I do create an outline to keep me on track.
If you could give any advice for other would-be authors out there, what would you say to them?
Oh boy, advice for up-and-coming authors, huh? Well, the same advice applies to what I just said a moment ago about finding the time to write. Just write it. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't let people talk you out of it. If you have a story, and most of us do, get it typed out and move forward with it. That is the best advice. Something else is, if you have the funds available, I would highly recommend getting help with your covers and your editing. Those are 2 areas that I do suggest, hiring someone. If you're not the creative type. If you're the creative type and you enjoy, creating covers and that type of thing, by all means. But if you're not, because it's what catches people's eye, that's important. So my best advice to you is, 1, write it, and 2, don't hesitate to ask for help in areas that you need it. It'll just make for a better book.
A big thank you goes out to Deanna for her participation in this month's Author Awareness interview. Now, if you'd like to connect with Deanna and pick up copies of her work, there are a few ways for you to do so. She's got an author site, an author blog, a food blog, and a photography blog. That's a lot of blogs. You can also connect with her on Facebook and Instagram, her Amazon author page, Goodreads, and BookBub. All links are down in the description box and waiting for your clicks. Hey, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because that's how this channel is going to grow its viewership. Now, if you're able to do so, please consider becoming a channel supporter by heading on over to patreon.com/GKJpublishing, where you'll have access to 4 support tiers of $1, $3, $5, and $20. Each tier comes with sweet perks and special promotions. Don't forget about the new merch store with its variety of clothing and other products featuring the cover art from my books. Lastly, connect with me on Instagram and Twitter at GKJ_publishing, where you can tag me in pics of you wearing or holding the merch with the hashtag 5kingdomsmerch. And I will see you guys back here next week for Creators Corner, where I will be discussing copy edits and proofreading. The vlog of the 5 Kingdoms is filmed without the use of a live audience at Skyrocket Studios in Hanford, California. We can't do what we do without your help, so please make sure to subscribe by clicking the button that's above my head, and make sure to watch and share the videos over here to my left. Have a great week.